Hey there, this is my 2000 Jeep Wrangler. Today I'm going to be installing the Mishimoto Coolant Reservoir. You get a bag with your coolant reservoir in it. You can choose out of 3 colors, I believe it is. Like a silver, red, or green or blue. I think it's green. And then you also get your hose for the that goes from your radiator to the coolant reservoir. And I believe, yeah, so on the bottom is where that hose is going to hook up to. And then you get a bag with your bracket. You get some screws, nuts, and some clamps. And a couple little lock washers. And of course you get your pamphlet about more Jeep parts. So, as we go along, I'll go ahead and show you what tools we're using, what places I'm going to put this, everything, where I'm going to need to drill if I need to drill, which I might have to. Although this should be a really simple, fast project. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, we have our stock coolant reservoir hose here, hooked to our radiator here with one of these little pinched together clamps. Luckily, we will be able to replace that with a nicer clamp with the screw head on it. Now here, as you can see, there is slots for this reservoir going all the way down. All you do is you lift up, you pull it out, and that's really about it. You can do this however you want. Make sure to wear gloves if the coolant is still a little hot. But you've got your hose that mounts up here, and it mounts down here in the front on the reservoir. I'm going to go ahead and take it off at the reservoir to be sure that there is no pressure up here. If any pressure is in that hose, it's going to go down. So in order to remove that hose, I used a pair of pliers for that clamp right there. And then, as you can see, I actually ended up cutting that hose down there because it didn't want to come off. So much for salvaging the original hose. Now let's go ahead and start opening up our new Christmas presents. I know it's definitely isn't Christmas outside. It's about 105. But, you know, I like opening new Jeep parts. It feels like Christmas. So here's our new reservoir. And that's going to look way better than the stock. Why stay stock? Life is too short. So now we have our new hose, which is definitely a lot thicker. Well, I don't know if it's any thicker, but it definitely looks stronger. It's more reinforced than that stock rubber stuff. It's definitely got a bigger diameter. Now, on the top of your reservoir, you got 2 holes, and here's your bracket that you're going to use to mount to the radiator, the fan shroud, sorry. And so you get 2 little screws, and it looks like they are an Allen head. Now while you're messing with this kind of nub here, it may unscrew itself from the radiator cap area. This, what do you want to call it? Well, anywho, it's on the Mishimoto radiator. It's going to be a 10 millimeter. Just tighten that up. So then we'll go ahead and fit up our new hose. And well, you know, it fits right over that 10 millimeter nut deal there. Now we're going to figure out where we're going to screw our new bracket into. As you can see, I used the new clamp to tighten down the hose on the radiator. Alright, so as you can see, you get the lock washers, the 2 screws, the 2 nuts, and of course you get the 2 screw clamps. Now, I think what I'm gonna do is, you see that top hole? You see how this bracket has 2? I think I'm gonna mount it down here out of the way and drill an extra hole above that one. One thing I did realize is the lock washers you get aren't very big. I'm actually gonna use some bigger washers because of the size of that hole. I found some bigger washers and some bigger lock washers laying around the garage. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these, but also use the screws that they gave me, because they'll work just fine. And I'm guessing that they're probably gonna be a 10mm. Now we're going to figure out how to route the rest of our hose to the bottom of the reservoir. I think the best way, honestly, is to come down this side here. Now you can cut this down, and I think I'm going to. I routed it down there on the side of the fan shroud. You want to make sure to keep it out of the way of the steering rod there. Then bring it up around and maybe cut it a couple inches short and put it on the nub down there at the bottom of the reservoir. So that was my install of the Mishimoto Coolant Reservoir. I really highly recommend their products. Everything is really great quality, And I think this looks a ton better than the stock one. Super simple, easy, quick project. It's not too expensive. Only one thing I would recommend if you want to go this route, if you do different holes than I did and you want to have a longer screw, I'd probably recommend that. That'd be the only thing. Thank you for watching. Until next time, have a great day.